Hey guys, we just completed the live stream reacting to The Mandalorian Season 3, Star Wars Tales, and Andor, as well as the other Star Wars news that just came out at the D23. Now we're going to do the quick breakdown of Star Wars Tales, which I am the most excited for. It's number 6 on trending. It's got 1.4 million views almost in just a few hours, and I think a lot of fans are really hyped about it too. So let's run through it, expedited, and I'm going to give my take, my thoughts. And if you want to see my reaction, you can go to Star Wars Theory Plus, which has all of my videos here on the main channel, but just cut down into a very timely and neatly fashion. Very short, like anywhere from 1 to 10 minutes long. So let's roll. So of course, right here, we got Padme's funeral from Revenge of the Sith. And we're going to see this scene once again, which is great. It means it's going to be covering after Episode 3, which means it's going to be covering after Clone Wars Season 7. So, as we saw in the actual trailer, we did see Ahsoka in here, and we're going to see that in a minute. So the show is taking place with it's focusing on 2 different characters, Count Dooku and Ahsoka. So 3 episodes for Count Dooku, 3 episodes for Ahsoka, I imagine. And we're going to be covering Ahsoka's story from when she was a little baby. She was Force sensitive. Right here, we're going to see her execute the power called Beast Control, which is a power that Anakin had in the Geonosian arena. He used it on the Reek. Now, if you remember from the Clone Wars, Plo Koon found Ahsoka when she was just a little kid. So right here, we see Dooku and young Qui-Gon Jinn, his Padawan. And obviously they're going on some missions together. Maybe some not so great parts of the galaxy, perhaps, but it looks like right here they're making some IG-88 droids. Who knows what this place is all about. This is great. We're going to get parts of the earlier Clone Wars where Anakin is training Ahsoka. And as we see, he gets a little bit more aggressive, a little more dark with it. And I love seeing that. This whole series seems like it takes a little darker tone on Star Wars. And it shows the perhaps darker side of different characters, such as Dooku, such as Anakin. So this is something that I think is going to be the most interesting, is seeing Dooku's story, because he was very underrated, but he was such a respected Jedi in the galaxy. He was the best duelist. He was one of the best duelists in the entire galaxy, and many people respected him. And not just because he was a nobleman, not because he came from a rich family, a royalty essentially. He was the Count of Sereno, and he left all that behind, and he became a Jedi. His father hated him, despised him, thought he was a mutant for being able to do the things he could do with the Force. Well, you got to read the book Dooku Jedi Lost, and you'll find out more about what he does to his parents and his family. But it's quite a good book, and it goes over his younger years, especially at the Jedi Temple with his best friend Sifo Dyas. All the adventures they get into, all the mischief that they get into. And as we see here, they're obviously trying to keep the peace. There's something going on. Maybe there's like a civil war or whatever. Someone's trying to invade another town. Dooku is there to keep the peace for the villagers. Qui-Gon Jinn is there as his Padawan. And Dooku obviously starts using measures that aren't really Jedi-esque. I don't want to say dark-sidey, but yeah, maybe a little bit. So even there, I think he just pushes Qui-Gon Jinn back because he's trying to get in the way. And we're going to see him really start to follow through with his idea of what the Force should be or what should be done. And sometimes you can't be so clean-cut like the Jedi are. You need to take matters into your own hands. I love seeing Dooku and Mace Windu together. In the novel Shatterpoint by Matthew Stover, we get to see Mace Windu really reflect on a lot of the things, including the aftermath of the Geonosian arena in Episode 2, where he was saying how he could have killed Dooku and ended the war right there, but his love for his former friend prevented him from doing so. So they obviously had a very close relationship. They obviously respected each other a great deal. Now, as for who's stronger, in my opinion, I think Dooku is more experienced with fighting with the Force. But in terms of potential, I think Mace Windu is stronger. So Anakin's really not letting up. He's really pushing Ahsoka to the next level, and that's how she's going to get better. So while I'm editing this, I want to also announce that spin move we see her do is the same move that she does to save her life during Order 66 in Clone Wars Season 7. So it's almost like Anakin was teaching her how to protect herself against the very thing that he was leading during Order 6. Like, that's pretty cool. I love here how Mace Windu is like, just jumps out of there, obviously to get a different attack position and all that stuff. But Dooku stays there, and he's just, I'm gonna take him on. I love it. Once again, so we see Qui-Gon Jinn tell Dooku, hey, stop, it's enough, and he gets pushed back. Now we see Mace Windu doing the same thing. So Dooku is obviously going off of the rails a little bit, and he's starting to just do things the way he sees fit. He grew disillusioned with the Jedi. There were too many Jedi going on political missions and dying, and he was not down for that. So right here, we see Ahsoka at Padme's funeral. And that was a good catch by someone in the chat during the live stream. This is really cool that she was there. So this looks like they are at some sort of a Jedi funeral. Someone is on fire. They're obviously very sorry. It could be Yaddle, as someone also mentioned in the chat, as we see Dooku fighting Yaddle later on, and he could have been the one that killed her. This is the new Inquisitor. This is most likely from the Ahsoka novel. She ends up killing him, taking his lightsaber crystals and purifying him, and that's why they're white. We got Dooku and Yaddle fighting. This seems to be in a place called the Works, and you're going to see that in a second when we see a ship going towards the same direction that Dooku went, same scene Dooku went at the end of Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. It's on Coruscant, and the Works is a place that Sidious would go to. It was a very secret industrial place, and he would train Darth Maul there, and he would have meetings with Count Dooku there. Right here. This is the scene I'm talking about. So this, if you go to the scene at the very end of Attack of the Clones when Dooku escapes Yoda, Anakin, and Obi-Wan, or really Yoda, he does this same flyby in the same spot. And this is the Works. He ends up going to the Works and he talks to Darth Sidious. And that's it. That is my breakdown. That's pretty much the gist of everything. If I left anything out, let me know. I am unbelievably excited for this show. I think the future of Star Wars will be great if we have, you know, a combination of live action, but definitely have to include these animated Clone Wars style projects that Dave helms. I'm not sure if Dave was in charge of this one or not, but he must have had some sort of a say or touch on something that they do, because it says from the makers of the Clone Wars Season 7 and the Bad Batch. And he was the makers. He was one of the makers. So I'm extremely excited for this. I'm really passionate about this. If you haven't already, you've heard me say it before, go check out the comic series run, Darth Maul, Son of Dathomir. It takes place in between Season 5, I believe it is, of the Clone Wars. And it's Darth Maul in captivity from Sidious after their fight with Savage Opress, Darth Maul versus Darth Sidious. And it goes over a lot of things of how Darth Maul overcomes everything. He has to fight Dooku, he has to fight Grievous, he has to fight Sidious. And there's a lot of really cool stuff that happens, and I hope that they adapt that into an animated show one day, because I think there's just so much to discuss there. They could do even a whole season. They could make like 12 episodes, you know, if they really wanted to. And I think Sam Witwer would probably have a blast recording that. I think Dave Filoni would love to make that. There's probably been talks about it, but I don't know why they haven't done it. Or at least announced that they're going to be doing it. It's like they think like, oh no, it won't be a special. It's like, no, dude, announce it. Announce it. We want to know. We want to see that happen. I want to see Son of Dathomir a reality. And there's so many other animated things that they could make. And this shows that this could just be the first season, like Star Wars Visions. Bro, if Star Wars Visions got greenlit for Season 2, there's no way that this won't get greenlit for Season 2. It has to be. It is such a popular already. It's so popping. It's so buzzing. It has more views than the Mandalorian trailer. 937, 1.3 million. Well, I guess you got an half an hour to an hour extra time. So, maybe about the same. But look, it's on par at least more with the Mandalorian Season 3. It might trickle off a little bit, but it just goes to show that many fans really love these animated projects, like the Clone Wars. And I think it'd be great if we had more of those. You know, just pile them on. I'm here for it. I'm here to see it. So thanks for watching this breakdown and my review and my reaction. If you haven't seen it already, go watch the reaction video that I had with chat. It's like an hour long. And then, I love you guys. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for sitting down with me and hanging out. And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, remember, Force will be with you always.